नमस्कार दोस्तों, मेरा नाम गौरव है। गौरव वैली आरबी मेरा यूट्यूब चैनल है। कृपया सब्सक्राइब करें दोस्तों, ये सब्सक्राइब का बटन दबाएं, साथ में बेल आइकन को क्लिक करना ना भूलें।
So let's talk about, without much of a delay, FEMA regulates all the foreign exchange related matters. FEMA Act was passed on 1999, enacted many amendments and consolidations came from them. From time to time it gets updated. Privatization, liberalization, globalization policies being also covered over here. The main apex body is RBI, which is taking control of the whole scenario. The Act deals with regulation and management of foreign exchange by dealing and holding foreign exchange and with export import of goods and services and so on. It also sheds lights upon authorized persons, their roles, and also if the provisions of the act are not complied with, then it also discusses the contraventions and penalties. It specifically also conveys the jurisdiction of specific court for the matter relating to foreign exchange that does not come under the jurisdiction of civil courts as mentioned under section 34. There are 49 section in the act. It also discuss about the directorate of enforcement and other miscellaneous matters relating to the foreign exchange. So let's move on to introduction to reporting requirements. What are the reporting requirements which are needed, or introduction related to necessary information required by the governmental body, organization, employer, and is often within a certain period of time within a specific format and is known as reporting requirements. Reporting requirement in simpler terms means a set of facts of or information needed for completion of a task in specified period of time or format. Reporting requirements are very particularly fixated over a theme or topic. There are no specific provisions in FEMA regarding reporting of requirements in particular. The FEMA provisions do not directly address the requirement in the act. There are different reporting requirements for different foreign exchange related matters. So master directions changes time to time as on this January 2016 to 2017. Every time it changes many things. The master direction as amended includes direction different subjects like part 1 talks about remittance facilities, part 2 talks about liberalized remittance scheme, part 3 discuss the LOBO liaison office, branch office, project office related matters, part 4 about foreign investment, part 5 about external commercial borrowing, part 6 about non-resident foreign accounts, part 7 about immovable property, part 8 about overseas direct investment, and part 9 about trade. Part 10 talks about guarantees, and part 11 talks about the self-effective implementation of FEMA, CFA compounding. Basically, the amendment was being implemented from time to time. Now, that was old data of 2016, but 2017, all other details and master circulars are being executed and changed and amended. Reporting requirements specific under the following heads. So let's talk about the same. Indian companies are allowed to access funds from abroad through the below mentioned methods: external commercial borrowing and foreign currency convertible bonds, preference shares, foreign currency exchangeable bonds. So ECB can be accessed under two routes: automatic route and approval route. Borrowings under ECB framework are subject to reporting requirements. What are the same, which we are going to discuss the same. A loan registration number is being issued any drawn or draw down in respect of an ECB, as well as payment of any fees charges for raising an ECB should happen only after obtaining the allowance from RBI. The same can be obtained through bank or through the direction of RBI. So changes in terms of conditions of ECB require reporting requirements. So all the permitted changes in ECB parameters should be revised with form available at the earliest possible opportunity, and it should not under no circumstance exceed 7 days from the date of change. So within the 7 days of change you have to intimate the RBI for the opportunities of the change. Reporting of actual transaction, the requirements relating to mainly the borrowers is that they are required to report the actual ECB transaction on monthly basis within the time span of 7 days. And the part 5 of master directions reporting under foreign exchange management act discuss the format of it. Reporting on basically talks about on different account of conversion of ECB into equity in a situation where partial or full conversion of ECB into equity is done, the reporting to the RBI will have different stipulation as given under the act and being amended from time to time. So you can get in touch with me and I can help you for that. Trade credit transactions are subject to the following requirement. If you becomes a party on trade credit transaction, then monthly requirements are and quarterly requirements are. So we talks about monthly requirement, reporting requirement first. As the name suggests, the report is to be given to the authorities on the monthly basis. The format of form is available at Annexure 4 of Part 5 of Master Direction. Reporting under Foreign Exchange Management Act details like approval, withdrawal, utilization, and repayment of trade credit approved by all its branches in a consolidated statement during a month are required. Each trade credit may be given a unique identification number by the authorized dealer bank. So it can be any bank of authorized dealer. So quarterly requirement report, this report is to be submitted to the authorities on quarterly basis. Detail like issuance of guarantees, letter of understanding, letter of comfort by all the branches in consolidated statement at quarterly intervals are required. It should reach to the authorized within the first 10 days of the month. The format of this statement is available at Annexure 5 of Part 5 of Master Directions. Reporting under FEMA Act. The establishment of branch office, liaison office, project office is subject to certain reporting required, and we are going to discuss the same. The annual activity certificate, Annexure 1, is at the end of March 31 along with the audited financial statement including receipt and payment account are required to be submitted to the designated and authorized authorities before September 30th of every year. In case of the annual accounts of the branch office, liaison office are finalized with reference to a date other than March 31, the AAC annual activity certificate along with the audited financial statement may be submitted within 6 months from the due date of the balance sheet to required authorities. AD category 1 bank shall send consolidated list of all the branch offices, liaison office, project office opened and closed by them during the month as per Annexure 2 by the 5th of the succeeding month. So entities from Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, Afghanistan, Iran, China, Hong Kong, Macau or Pakistan which are setting up a branch office, liaison of a project office in India should register with the state police. Authorities are required to submit an annual report as per Annexure 3 within 5 working days of the branch office, liaison office, project office becoming functional to the Directorate General of Police of the state concerned in which the branch office, liaison office, project office has established its office. If there is any other more than one office of such a foreign entity, a separate annual report is required to be submitted to each of the DGP concerned of the state where the office of has been established. Okay, so let's talk about limited liability partnerships subject to following reporting requirements. LLP receiving amount of consideration for capital contribution, acquisition of profit shares is required to submit a report in form foreign direct investment LLP through the authorized dealer category 1 bank to the regional office of the Reserve Bank under whose jurisdiction the registered office of the limited liability partnership making the declaration is situated. Within 30 days from the date of receipt of the amount of consideration, the form should be accompanied by certain document which would allot a unique identification number UIN. The LLP should report the disinvestment, transfer of capital contribution or profit share between a resident and a non-resident under the time limit of 60 days from the date of receipt of fund or from foreign direct investment LLP. All LLPs in India which have received FDI or made FDI abroad in the previous year as well as in the current year should file the annual return on foreign liabilities by the 15th of July of every month or every year. Mainly on every year it is. Since LLP do not have 21st digit CIN number, they are advised to enter other set of digits. RBI stipulate different formats and specifications which can be found in their website. In conclusion, we have these specifications as stipulated by Master Direction given by RBI with the firm authority involved in they will be followed by the investors and their non-fulfillment may lead to fine and punishment both as stipulated by the Act. Considering that our country had learned its lesson with the 200-year rule by the UK and yes was rather it is hesitant in allowing foreign trade, but the circumstances have changed now, and we have all the laws and regulation to keep the exchange and trade in control. Foreign investment in general terms a very long and hectic process considering the fulfillment of laws which are to be taken care of. Reporting requirements are just one of those laws or their stipulation whose fulfillment is absolutely necessary for the smooth working and investment by the potential or current investors in our country. So friends, if you are doing the business in foreign exchange or foreign exchange related remittances inward or outward, then you must follow the laws ethically. And please get in touch with me. My number is 990694 230. My email ID is gauravdeliarab@gmail.com. You can get in touch with me over my website also, csgauravsharma.com. Please guys, do subscribe this channel and hit the bell button before leaving this video, and also like or comment the video, and I will try to give you more insights over the foreign exchange related matters. And thank you very much for giving your sparing time, valuable time for the video. Thank you.